Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in a rainy Phimai. Anyway, we came over here. There's a big festival going on over here in Phimai. So I jumped on the motorcycle this morning and I rode about 5.5, 6 hours over here to Phimai. I've been here before. I made a video from here in May, but they're supposed to be doing a big light and sound show this evening, so I wanted to come over here and check this out. Anyway, this is a cool temple. This is the largest temple in Thailand. That's the Khmer architecture. And it was built in like the 11th to the 12th century. And it was right at the end of the royal road that leads you from Siem Reap up to here that goes through Buriram. So anyway, let's go take a look at this and let's see what we see. Everybody over here is getting some tickets. They ordered online and they're getting some tickets to the light and sound show. And it's actually free admission right now. Normally I think it's 100 baht for a foreigner. So let's go in here and let's see this temple and look around. Yeah, this is Prasat Hin Phimai is the official name, but it's just Phimai Historical Park. This is on the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And it is the like the best example of Khmer architecture here in Thailand. So here is the temple itself. This will be the entranceway. And it's quite massive. I think it's like 1,000 meters by 600 meters or so. And we'll walk up through there and we'll see what everything looks like. This is the way into the temple. Now this building over here, I believe, was for like the governor or whatever of this region. And it's got some nice stonework in it also. So let's look at it really quick. They have a stage set up here. They're going to have some music and stuff going on tonight. And then this looks down into Phimai itself. And you can see all the clouds over there. So they call this here Plab Pla Plung Kruang. And they believe this was built in the 12th century. And this was where the king would come and stay in preparation for some of the ceremonies and stuff. You can see the high thresholds and then the normal stonework that you see out of all the Khmer. They have these here. These they would carve them. You can see they have like a little figure down here on the bottom. And then they would carve all around the door jambs. And they generally would carve right above the top there, that lintel. And you can see over there some of these lintels, like it looks like most of the lintel is gone right there. Some of the lintels would be like load bearing, part of the walls. Some of them would be just decorative. And you can see all the red sandstone that they used. And then these were like regular windows. You can see this, the Khmer would put these like colonnades, I think is what they're pronounced as. But they would put those in the window and you can see the different rooms. This would have been a window over here. And you go over the threshold. Yeah, this is a nice little building. It's not the highlight of this ruin. The highlight of the ruin will be the main temple on the inside. You can see the restoration that they've done here. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to see. This is just mainly sandstone, like walls. It's open to the top and everything. You can see some banana trees and stuff out there. So that was a quick look at that building. Now let's go into the main part of the temple itself. Now they're gonna let people come over here, sit on the lawn and stuff like that tonight, which will be fun for them. And they're playing some of the luk tung, the country music, or the Isan style music that they're playing out here. So we'll go up here, we'll look at the Naga, and then we'll look inside at the Prasat. So this is what greets you right here. So they have two lions, and then they have the Naga. These lions look like they're pretty new. They're in fantastic shape. And the same here, these Naga have been restored. And I believe they restored this temple in the 1960s. And they did a pretty nice job. I think probably the best temple as far as the restoration is the one in Buriram up on the hill. I've been to all of these temples over here, and I really like this one. It's, to me, it's not quite as good as the one on the hill in Buriram, but it's a pretty close second. The one in Buriram is just kind of cool because it's up on like a volcanic peak. And you can see here, so you have the Naga rails, and then this is built like a crucifix. And then you can see that looks into town. You can see the lights and stuff. They're gonna have a huge festival tonight. And then over here, the kids will be out here running around and stuff. All right, so let's go in here. Now you can see the lintel above the door. You can see the carvings of the dancers. And then they've put these in here. These are from the banana leaves and stuff. So you can see the wall here. And these are called the gopuras. That's what the entranceways are called. And these are built like a crucifix also. Now, when you enter this is, you're leaving like the world and you're going into like the heavenly realm. That's kind of the belief here. And if you've seen any of my videos from Angkor Wat, you can really appreciate the scale of the Khmer architecture. This is tiny compared to the temples in Angkor Thom, especially like Angkor Wat and several of the others I've been to, but this is in Thailand. The Khmer ruled over quite a bit of modern day Thailand for quite a few centuries, so their footprint is everywhere, especially up here in the northeast, which is what they call Isan now. Just look at the size of these columns. And then you can see they have some Khmer script right there. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on the camera. And you can just see these massive, massive stones. And then this would have been a covered walkway when you first come in. Oh, this is fantastic. Yeah, it was over here in May. That's when I made my last video. So if you want, you can check that out. It's in my historical parks playlist. I might pin a comment to the one in Buriram or this one here into the comments. And you can see the carvings and the stonework here. And then this is what we're coming up here to see, is the main temple. Okay, so this is the center. That was the outer wall that we just looked at. And this is the center prongs. And you can see they have all the chairs set up here. So hopefully we'll be able to get seats to this. Should be a lot of fun. You can see the little man-made ponds that they have in here. So this is the passageway, and this is what you would have walked up. You'd have came through the Gopura, and then you would have walked straight up to here. And all of this would have had like those little posts. They would have been sticking up, and then this would have held water. And it would have been on the other side also. And then this is the main prong. How fantastic is this? Yeah, the Khmer architecture, I just absolutely love it. It is fantastic. Now over there, I never noticed this before. Let's see if we can see that a little better. But right up there, you see those like little arrowhead things. I've seen some of those in Angkor at the 9th century temples. Now this temple here was built as a Buddhist temple, even though the Khmer at the time were Hindu. It's a little bit of a rarity. Later on, some of the ones under Jariman, he built some that were just Buddhist temples. But at the time, they were all Hindu. So over here, you can see this is the gallery. Now those are faux windows right there. You see, they go to all the trouble to make it look like a regular window, but these are fake windows. But they still have those right there. And they call those stone balustrades. They know them as Lukma Huat or something like that. On the inside of it, there will be actual real windows. And let's take a look at this lintel right here. It does look like Roku with like an Erewhon right there on the right side of it. But the stone carvings is fantastic. All right, so let's go in here. There is quite a few people here, so it's kind of fun to see everybody being able to come out here and enjoy this historical park. And then this will be the little gallery. And you can see they have the regular windows inside. So right here they have this kind of blocked off. this is what they're calling the auspicious object hole. So when the temple was constructed, they put important relics down here. That was like gold leaf, like a lotus and stuff like that. And they did that when the temple was constructed. And you can see here they would have had all the stone carvings all around. And this is the little gallery. And you can see again the size of these sandstone blocks in here. This is fantastic. And then over here we have some of the Khmer inscriptions. It's behind a piece of plexiglass. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So if you know ancient Khmer, you'll be able to read what this said. I guess one of the inscriptions here goes back to like 1107. Check this out. This is awesome. You can see up there, they have the naga on the corners. And then over here would have been some of the smaller prongs. And you can see how cloudy it is. Yeah, right over there would have been the covered walkway, and it's still intact over there, just a little bit of it. This is the prong to the right. You can see all the pigeons up there. Now it has openings on all four sides, and it was made out of these laterite stones, which you see, these are like these really porous stones, and then they also used the sandstone. Now they found originally a statue inside here, and they believe it was Jeriman VII inside. But this is a replica in here now. The original is in the Phimai Museum. You can see the condition of this. A lot of it is sloughed off, and just basically the core of this prong, and a little bit of the sandstone still around the doors. And then you can see it would have had all these carvings. They would have had the little Buddha figure down there, and this would have went up, and they would have had a lintel across here, and that's all that's left of the lintel. And then inside here, this is the little figure. And like I said, this is a replica, and it's quite dark in here, but this is what's in here now. And it's way tall. This is a fantastic look at the main prong. Just look at all the styling. I just love how they put those little pieces of stone around the outside. So you got the standing figures, you got the naga, and then all the scenes that are carved in over here. And then this is covered. And they made that archway with all those stones. And then there's some more of those like little points up on top there. And then you can see the windows here. And they did all the stonework all across the bottom. Let's just give you an idea of the scale. So my head is about right here, right in the middle of that block. And then all of these down here, this is the base. And they would have dug down, and they would have compacted the soil below this, and then they would have built it out of the stones. And you can see they carved like the flowers, and everything just has such detail. And then there's the windows, and it's carved up there. Then you have the naga on the corners, and there would have been more naga up there. And I like how they did this right here. So they put a piece of stone, it's like a fake front, and it sits away from the main part. And then you can see they carved stonework into that, and the lintel here. This is great. So this is the second little prong that's right in front of the main prong. Now they believe this was constructed again in the 12th century, the same time as that first little prong that we looked at. Now they can't go in here, they actually have it blocked off, so there's no entry. But we'll go inside the main prong. Now they believe it was constructed after this main prong. So let's go in here. Now in this second little prong over here, they found a Shiva Linga, which is a Hindu deity. But they used it as for religious ceremony in there. And it looks like here we have like a nice little library. And this is another made out of sandstone and the laterite stones. Let's go inside here. So you can see right next to the doors, and up there is like a dancing Shiva. And they had some of the Buddhist figures and stuff like that here also. You can see that, how they carved this into the sandstone. And then you go inside here, and we'll have like a Buddha relic. Now, I'm not sure if they would have like Shivas here, or Shiva Linga inside here. You have the big old huge holes. But this is fantastic. They have some lights on in here. And you can see they've also put in like a faux ceiling up here. Keep the pigeons and the bats out, I guess. You can see it's all stone carved. Yeah, I love to see stuff like this. And this has the windows here with those same stone balustrades. And then the door jamb. And you can see just the size of the stones used here. And you can see how they just fit them together without using mortar. So they just carved them and stuck them in here just to fit perfectly. I mean, you can see how they chiseled it. And then you can see the stonework up there. Oh, this is great. And then we have the little Buddha right here. So people will come here, they'll make a little blessing and get some merit. And this is the main part of the prong right here. It's kind of cool, the little pedestal it's sitting on. And I don't know the story about this. I'm sure this is a replica also. It's in too nice a shape to be from the 11th century or 12th century. So this is built the same with like a crucifix. And just massive, just absolutely huge. So let's go out here. This is kind of cool. They have these little columns on each side of the main prong. And then this is looking at it from here. Yeah, it is fantastic. And then you look right here, this whole little open courtyard is shaped like a rectangle. And then it has the gallery that would have went all the way around it. Like you can see here, it's collapsed down quite a bit. Here it has the windows. And then this is the Gopura, the entrance. And then over there, it's covered just a little tiny bit. But it's in a pretty bad condition, but it is, 11th, 12th century. And so this is going through the Gopura, leaving the inner courtyard to go into the outer courtyard. You can see here the same way that they constructed them with all the sandstone. And then they would have had an image right here also. And then this would have been the gallery. You can see the scaffolding they put up to try to keep it from collapsing down. And you can walk around the gallery, but there's not a whole lot to see because it's in pretty bad shape. But we'll look at the entrance over here, and then that should be enough of this. It's starting to really kind of rain a little bit again. I think it even started raining on me last time I was at this temple. All right, so this is the outer courtyard. So they would have had some buildings out here. They would have also had like the water places over there for their ceremonies. And now there's not a lot to all of this. It's just kind of down to the base. But yeah, this is fantastic. I really like this. So you would have walked right through that, and then that prong would have been sticking up. You'd have seen the two on the side also. That would have been a great look whenever this was new. And like I said at the start of the video, this was at the end of the Royal Road. Now there were other little roads and stuff that connected other parts of the Khmer Empire here in Thailand. I mean, they scattered all the way down. There's Khmer ruins all the way over in Kanchanaburi. Muang Singh is over there in Kanchanaburi. And then I've been to one in Phetchaburi. That's the furthest south I've been to see a ruin, an old Khmer ruin. And it's just pretty small. Now you go to Lopburi. Lopburi was a very, very important city. It was like a regional capital for the Khmer. They took over from the Dawadi, the Davo kingdom, or Lavo kingdom, I'm sorry. And they ruled this part of Thailand basically from there. So we can see the outer wall here. And these would have been humongous columns, and they're just broken off. And then this, the same. This would have been covered. Yeah, you can see up here. So check out how big this threshold is right here. So this is not an even step. Yeah, inside here, you can see the massive columns. So they built these in basically like 4-foot blocks, and then they stacked them up on top of each other. Looks like they have 3 of them, and then they've had the top beam going across, and another one of these massive thresholds. You can see there's 3 of them here. So there's the bottom one, the middle one, and the top one. just massive. And this would have all been covered. This would have been just amazing to see whenever they were using this. Yeah, this is a lot smaller than ones that you see in Siem Reap, but you got to remember this was, quite a ways away from the main capital. And it just shows you the importance of this, that they built this massive temple here. And then we're almost out. So this leads right into the little town of Phimai. And this would have been covered also. And I don't know why they came over here and stacked the little pieces of sandstone up on it. And this would have led right down to some stairs, but now there's nothing here. And it would have went right out that way. There's a modern temple over that way. And then this would have been the way you went in. So how cool is this? So you would have walked right through here, and you can just see the prasat through the archway. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, what a sight right there, right through the doorway. And this would have been a covered archway, and you would have came right here to the temple. You can see the gopur there and the wall. Yeah, every time I come to one of these Khmer temples, it always blows me away, just the amount of work that they did. So over here, this is some of the stuff like the lintels that they've put over here. And there's little signs on them, but they're pretty faded. The deity seated on the Kala face is what they say. So they call that the Kala, I guess. I thought it was the Roku, but that is the deity sitting up on top of that. And this is a lintel that has the soldiers marching. So you can see that right there. So they do resemble some soldiers with an elephant right here. And then you have the malut on the back. And these are ones that they found here at Phimai. And then you have the water over there. And then over here is some of the pedestals and stuff like that that they've found for the deities. You can see another one of the buildings here. That's just down to the base. And then they have an entrance here to the main prang. You can see over there one of the buildings. It has a couple of the little doorways and stuff, but there's no way in it. And this one here just has one doorway. Got a lady over here, she's doing some posing. And then we'll go in here. Oh, this is so nice. I like the stonework. And this is the main building here. So let's take one last look here. And so there it is. Yeah, it is fantastic. And then the little gallery. That's going to finish up our video over here at Prasat Phimai, this 11th to 12th century Khmer temple. This is fantastic. It is great. It's even better today. It's a special little event they got going on. So it's free admission and all the locals are out here enjoying it, which is really cool. And it's, just right here in the middle of the old town of Phimai. Now this is probably about 80 kilometers or so from Kolat, which is Nakhon Ratchasima, and it's about 5.5 hours or so away from Bangkok. And I just jumped on the motorcycle, came over here this morning to come over and enjoy it. I'm glad I did. Even though it's a little rainy, it is what it is. It's the end of rainy season, so hopefully it'll stop here pretty soon. So anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm gonna watch the Light and Sound show, I hope, and then we'll find something to eat and enjoy the last little bit of the day here. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and then you're notified when I post a new video. And leave me a comment, tell me what you think. And if you've been here or if you have any questions, let me know. I get excited, I just start talking, and sometimes I misspeak or I forget to say something. So if you have any questions or if I said something wrong, let me know. And until next time, from over here in Phimai, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.